What's up, Ian here, and this is my review, quick unboxing and graph measurements of this TRN Xuanwu Square Planar Plus BA IEM. Now before I begin, I'd like to thank TRN for sending this to me and making this video possible. But guys, rest assured that whatever I say in this video is my own opinion. This video is not scripted, and TRN will be watching this video together with you guys. Alright, so TRN Xuanwu, and guys, at the point of filming this video, this is the cheapest square planar IEM in the market so far. Square planar plus BA is just $28 US. Yes, I repeat, it's only $28 US. So for those of you who are interested, do check out the unaffiliated link down in the description below. Okay, right, so Xuanwu comes from the name of this. Xuanwu comes from the four symbols of Chinese astronomy. The Xuanwu, or the black tortoise, aka black warrior, is actually a tortoise entwined together with a serpent, representing the combination of movement and stillness, or the yin and the yang. It is a symbol of winter and domination of the northern sky, and also represents the life cycle and harmonization of the universe. So basically, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to open this up, go through the accessories, measure this with my measuring rig, see how it graphs on the frequency graph, and then I'll listen to this for a long period of time, and then I will share with you guys my review. Alright, now this video will be time-stamped, so if you want to skip around, want to jump to the different sections, please feel free to do so. Okay, so let's begin by taking out this plastic. I've got my trusty knife here. Okay. Alright, so I don't see any specs at the back here. Okay, so no specs. I'll just read them to you from the website. Okay, so the frequency response is 20 to 20,000 Hertz. The impedance is 12 ohms. Sensitivity is 117. And it's a combination, it's a hybrid of square planar and balanced armature. Okay, right, so let's see what's inside the box. Right, okay, so let's put that one side first. Okay, and let's see. Alright, so you have paperwork, right, which I'm gonna put one side. And right, so let's see what's inside here. Ear tips, so let's take them out one by one. Oh, wow, look at that. That really caught my eye. And I just want to say that, you know, TRN also kindly sent me this brand new ear tips that they produced, which is the T-ear tips, which during my review and listening sessions, I will be using this ear tips to review the Xuanwu. Now, look at that. It came with the Xuanwu. All right, so three types of ear tips. All right, one medium size T-ear ear tips, which is newly developed. Okay, and then you have your narrow bore ear tips. Okay, these are the narrow bore ear tips, which is I've already reviewed a few. Okay, and then this is the wide bore ear tips. Okay, as you can see, there's a comparison here. You can see it's the wider bore. Okay, so it's very obvious. This is wide bore, this is narrow bore. So if you want more bass, you should use the narrow bore. You want more treble, use the wide bore. And of course, if you want the brand new T-ear ear tips, this is the one. Is grippy, very grippy, and the inner core can articulate. There's some grooves line in the inner core. Very nice ear tips, I might say, but it's very grippy. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna try this out when I'm listening to my music and going to review them. Now, the cable that comes with it is a 4-core cable. This is yeah, a standard cable, right? So standard cable, and you got terminates with the elbowed 3.5 headphone jack. You got Velcro cable management strap. The Y splitter is pretty common. It's made of plastic. Doesn't come with a chin slider. So yeah, and then I mean, they have to save somewhere, right? I mean, it's just $28, which is quite good already. I think they focus on the ear tips, which is good, and the ear hooks is pretty good, nice and soft. but this is a shielded QDC cable, so yeah, only works with some QDC earphones. Okay, so let's put this one side and let's take a look at the earphones themselves. Okay, and this is the Xuanwu. All right, so looks pretty nice. On the faceplate has got this kind of I don't know, it's a molded design. All right, so there's a design molded onto the faceplate. I think it's plastic. Yeah, it's plastic resin, and yeah, it's got a gold trim on the sides. Well, looks like a Japanese, I don't know, a square or something like that. I'm not too, but yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It looks pretty good. Pretty well, not really eye-catching, but it's quite generic. It looks like a D. Okay, and on the inner shell, it's got the 2-pin connector here. Okay, and the inner shell is made of resin. Okay, and it's got a fin here. All right, on the inner shell, and it's quite ergonomic. It's a lot of waves. The nozzle is, if I'm not wrong, okay, so the nozzle is 5.6 mil. Okay, as you can see, and it's quite a wide bore type of nozzle, and it's got perforated filters on it, and yeah, so quite a generic looking shape, and it's black, so pretty good. Well, normal, I would say. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take out my measuring rig. I'm going to measure this and let's see how they graph. So be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and as you can see, I brought out my measuring rig, and I've got my Kotori cable, I've got my foam ear tips, right, and my coupler. So I've already calibrated everything, so you guys don't need to watch through all that. So let's begin with the measurement. Let's put the left side. This is the left side. Okay, left side into the coupler. Okay, and now let's go to the computer and let's measure. So this is the TRN Xuanwu, and first check the levels. 88 dB, that's good. Alright, so let's see how they graph on the left side. Okay, pretty good. So now let's take the left side out and put the right side. As you can see, this is the right side. Okay, and let's put it into the coupler. Same insertion, same depth. Consistency is key. Alright, so let's go back to the computer and let's measure the right side. First, check the levels. Okay, 88 dB, perfect. Now let's see how the right side graphs. Okay, pretty okay. I mean, this is a square planar, and it's a hybrid, so I'm not expecting it to be a perfect match. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to tidy up this graph and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and as you can see, I have tidied up my graph. So what you're seeing now, okay, this blue line here is a combination of the left and the right, and the dotted line is the Harman target. So let's analyze this graph. Now, based on what I see, this subbase is above the Harman target just a bit, right? So it's not a very rumbly or not very present rumble, but the mid base is quite present. Okay, might bleed a bit into the lower mids. Lower mids is also quite present. So in terms of the instruments, pianos with lower frequencies, they might be more present as well. Now the upper mids, in terms of the gain, the peanut gain is quite a bit different from the Harman target. So looking at this, and it scales up pretty early as compared to the Harman target, which this area here is telling me that this may be quite in your face, a quite intimate type of presentation for the mids. At the same time, may be shouty, all right, this part here may be shouty. At the same time, because it dips here, so, and this part here is quite a lot from a difference from the Hammond target. So what this is telling me is that it's quite a recessed treble. At the same time, it looks like a very dark treble. But then the brilliance is being pulled back up, so it sounds quite airy, right? And at the, well, yeah, quite airy, and it rolls off a bit earlier than the Hammond target. So a bit of quite a lot of difference as a comparison to the Hammond target. Okay, so that's for the frequency. I mean, I got to listen to it. Yeah. Now looking at this, okay, let me change the line here. Okay, so the flat line that you see is a flattened Hammond target, and this green line here is the Xuanwu. So what this is telling me, that this is a warmish type of tone with quite a bit of upper mids bump just before the upper mids, right? So a lot of gain to the mids, and this big valley here is some sort of a darkish type of treble with a bright airy till end, right? And then it rolls off pretty early, right at about 15k or 14k and above. Okay, so this is what this graph is telling me. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to listen to this for, in fact, listen to all my tracks, my test tracks, and then I'll be back with my full review of this TRN Xuanwu. Alright, so be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and here's my review for the TRN Xuanwu. Now, here's the gear that I used to test these Xuanwu, which is my iPad here, my MacBook, and then my whole bunch of players. Okay, I've got my R5, my Android phone, my iPhone, Hip Deck 2, and then of course my Zen Deck. Okay, and dongles, I essentially use Questal and the Apple dongles. Okay, right, so let's first talk about the accessories. Okay, accessories, I'm not a big fan of it. Well, basically it's a cable. I don't like the cable. Cable is rat's nest, and it's yeah, not a very good cable. But the ear tips is nice. Okay, so ear tips, right, this is the new T ear tips, and as you can see, it's pretty good as it articulates. At the same time, it's very grippy. All right, so it gives me a very good seal. A bit sticky though. Okay, but yeah. And the flange is actually, it feels like it's of good quality. It's a thick flange, and it's not flimsy, and it's firm, right? So very good ear tips. Now the fit and comfort, I find that these are very comfortable. Okay, very comfortable shape. Fits my ear, doesn't give me any physical fatigue when I'm wearing, and I can wear this for a long period of time with no pain. I don't need to take them out. I don't feel any pain, even after 1 hour or 2 hours. You know, it still stays in my ear. Okay, so that's for the accessories. Now let's talk about the sound, right? So first, let's talk about technicalities on this. The soundstage is wide. It's got good height and good layers. A good distance lah. Okay, a good distance for the soundstage. Not really intimate, and also not a very big soundstage. I would say the soundstage is average size of soundstage and pretty normal. It comes from inside out, so from the center out. Okay, so that's what I feel for the sound. It's kind of airy, but it's not there yet. So now let's talk about imaging and sound separation. Sound separation and imaging is actually very good, because I feel that for imaging wise, right, I can identify where the instruments are. Not only that, I can position them. So in terms of sound separation and imaging, they are actually pretty excellent. I mean, this square planar plus balanced armature. So in terms of that, very good. Okay, now detail retrieval and resolution. Okay, now this is where the detail retrieval, from what I see, I mean the perspective I get, is that it's not a very detailed IEM. Okay, so detail retrieval is a bit sometimes I can pick it up, sometimes I can't. So in terms of detail retrieval, not that great, right? Resolution is very good, of course. I mean, this is square planar. It's not as good as planar, of course, but it's clear enough. So resolution again is pretty okay, right? So that's for technicalities. Now let's talk about the tone and timbre on this. Tone and timbre on this is a little bit, I don't know. It's on a, I would say it's heavy in terms of the tone. At the same time, is a bit thin, right? So the timbre on this is a bit warmish but thin. Okay, thin on the higher frequencies, but warmish on the lower frequencies. So this is what I hear. Thin and a bit recessed lah. Let me talk about this later. But yeah. So I think for the tone and timbre, it's a bit of a mixed bag for me. Okay, now for the sub bass, all right. So sub bass actually is pretty good, right? So if you look at the sub bass, let me just turn off the KINERA one. Later we'll compare the KINERA one. Now for sub bass, right, it's actually close to Harman actually, you know. So it's not a bass head IEM, it's not a bass head type of sub bass, and it's pretty good. It's a solid sub bass, good extension, good resonance as well, very firm sub bass, and it's got a very good bass and floor, solid floor. So it's got good firm body and engaging type of rumble. And yeah, overall I like the sub bass. Okay, very good. When it comes in, it really comes in. Okay, now for the mid bass, it's punchy, impactful, and firm. Right, and it's got a bit of tinge of a warmth note to it, a warmth and a bit heavy note to it. So it's not very heavy, right, but it's heavy enough. So I think maybe I would say it's balanced, yeah, but it's a bit more than balanced lah. Okay, right. So that's for the mid bass. Now for the mids is forward. It depending on which instruments, pianos, cellos, double bass, they sound forward, right? But well, instruments like the violins and trumpets and all that, they sound a little bit veiled. Okay, but overall in terms of instruments, I find that it's a bit recessed lah. Okay, a bit recessed. Right, now for vocals, male vocals, they have got good authority in the mix, good note weight, not too heavy, not too light, and the texture of the voice is I would say a bit also a bit mixed lah. But overall, male vocals, they sound better than female vocals on this. That's what I'm trying to say. For female vocals, they sound a bit nasally, right? And they sound a bit too much gain, a bit too in your face, but not in your face as in closed sound stage. They're in your face in a bit too gainy lah, too bitey, a bit too energetic. It's like too excited to come at you kind of thing. At the same time, they sound nasally because they have a very recessed feel to me. They sound a bit far back. Okay, so female vocals, they don't really shine on these IEMs. That's why I say I prefer male vocals on these IEMs. Yeah, that's for vocals. Now for treble, I find that is a bit off, a bit weird. Okay, so if you look at this part here, the upper mids, okay, which leads up to the treble, okay, you have a very steep gain to the upper mids, okay, and that's where it makes the female vocals are very aggressive, okay, a bit shouty at times, and also, you know, for certain instruments, they sound a bit shouty as well. So this part here, and then after that it dips down, right, and this is where the presence is. So the treble will be recessed, okay, it sounds recessed to me anyway. So it's got a dark treble. Well, that's good and bad. Okay, it's not sibilant, right? That's the good thing. It's not sibilant. It's shouty, but it's not sibilant. But another bad thing is that it sounds a bit boxy as well. Okay, so it's like closed in, a bit nasally as well. You know, female vocals, they sound that a bit too nasally because of this, right? this part here and combined with this dip here. So yeah, so that's what I hear. Okay, and guitars, they sound quite, well, I wouldn't say muted, but acceptable. The good thing about this is non-fatiguing. All right, so for those who are sensitive to treble, I find that this is actually a very suitable IEM for you. It's a bit shouty though, but there's no sibilance, there's no sharpness and harshness to the treble. The thing is, the treble is a little bit thin, right? So and thin and recessed, so and dark as well. Okay, so that's what there is for the treble. Now the extension on the treble is pretty okay. I mean, it's got good air, right? It's got good air, and the cymbal strikes and hi-hats and shakers, they do have that pretty good extension when you hear the cymbal strikes, hi-hats. So that's the good thing about the treble. Okay, all right, let's compare with this GUMIHO. Okay, so I have the GUMIHO right here. Okay, so this is the GUMIHO. So basically, in terms of firstly accessories lah, I will give it to the GUMIHO. Okay, but you got to bear in mind, GUMIHO is $59. This is almost this Xuanwu is almost half the price. Both of them have the similar driver setup, which is one square planar and one BA. Okay, yeah, so cable wise, I will give it to the GUMIHO, right? Tips wise, ear tips, I will give it to the Xuanwu. Okay, so yeah, that's about it for accessories. I find that, you know, this one has a bit more better quality accessories, but it's pricier. Now let's take a look at the graph. Okay, so these two actually sound and graph pretty similar, right? Now in terms of the bass, alright, so bass wise, I prefer the bass on the Xuanwu, right? It gives me a more forward bass, a more engaging bass. Okay, for the mids, they're about the same. It's just that the upper mids, alright, this is where it's different. I prefer the upper mids, and to the gain of the treble on the Celeste. Okay, so less to me sounds a bit more forgiving and less shouty to me, and a better transition lah, alright, basically from the mids to the treble. Okay, both of them sound dark and well, I would say muted. Alright, it's got it's a recessed treble, so it's not the brightest. Okay, but the Celeste is a little bit sibilant. Okay, and if you look at the graph, it just says it right here, right? It's a bit sibilant for this part. Okay, so just take note of that. I mean, this is what I hear. Okay, both have similar air. Okay, maybe just maybe a bit of more extension is the Xuanwu. Okay, I will give it a bit more extension to the treble, to the Xuanwu. All right, so that's the comparison between these two. So in terms of, I've listened to this side by side on the same song, and I prefer the Xuanwu. Okay, it's not as sibilant as the Celeste on a few songs lah. Okay, bass also, I prefer the bass on the Xuanwu. They give me a more textured bass as compared to the Celeste. But in terms of mids and the treble, I will give it to the Celeste. Somewhere around this part here lah. Vocals also, I'll give it to the Celeste. Female vocals, they sound a bit more forgiving, a bit more manageable when I'm listening to female vocals on the Celeste. Okay, right, so that's the comparison with the Celeste. So would I recommend this Xuanwu, and who would I recommend it for, and who is it suitable for? Right, okay, firstly is $28. Obviously I will recommend it. It's the cheapest square planar plus BA IEM in the market at the time of filming this video. I'll definitely recommend this. Accessories not that great, but I'm sure you can pair up with your own accessories. For the genre, the type of genre that this is suitable for, I find that this is suitable for heavy metal, right? Rock. R&B, hip hop, drum and bass. These are really good. You can listen to these genres of music for a long period of time and you will not find it sibilant at all. Okay, it's not a very bright IEM. That's one downside to it, but then again, you can listen to anything that is has got a lot of sharpness to it, any genre that has got a lot of sharpness to it, and you will not feel any fatigue. Okay, so that's the good thing about this. The thing about the Celeste GUMIHO, I find that on certain songs it's a bit fatiguing to listen to, but yeah, for this one, for the Xuanwu, they're fine. Okay, so what I conclude is that this is more of a casual listening experience. If you are a casual listener, yeah, this is quite suitable for you. But of course, if you are a critical listener, you like listening to classical and female vocals, then this may not be the IM for you. Okay, but overall, it's a good buy. I mean, the clarity is there, the resolution is there, the type of sound performance is there. It's just that the tuning, yeah, it's quite unique lah. It is suitable for certain people, especially for those who are treble sensitive. Okay, those who are treble heads definitely will not appreciate this style of tuning lah. Okay, right. So that concludes my overall review for this TRN Xuanwu. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Right, that's it for now. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.